Really?
Yeah. They put the Konami code in there. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Brian.
Yep.
Brian, are we live?
Okay, we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to That Checks Out, coming to you from the beautiful downtown Joliet studio of Audiohive Podcast recording. Actually, not downtown Joliet, but it sounds better that way. It sounds better that way. Instead of telling we're next to the old Hardee's.
We moved you in our intro.
Yeah.
Right next to the ballpark.
Just wanted to let you know we are not at Moonshot Studio, where the heck that is.
Yeah.
I am Ted, for Damon and Brian. Welcome to the show.
Can only get better from that intro.
Oh, yeah.
I feel very solid.
I feel like that every week.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a downhill.
Yeah.
This will be good. Yeah, it's all downhill. We've reached.
We're behind the old Handy Andy. Is that what you want me to say, Brian?
Yes.
Anything with a handy in it, Ted. I understand you're ready to say it, so we're all good.
You can still buy Handy Andy's at the antique store, like 2 doors down. I really would have go in and be like, how much for this handy?
Yeah, Andy. His name's Handrew.
How did you know?
I go, I'm Handy Andrew. Do not shorten my name.
Excuse me, sir. I'm Handrew Andrew. Those are a different times. Yeah. We don't speak about those earlier times.
Don't get your knickers in a bunch. Yeah.
Told you it's going to get better.
What was the best part about George Washington crossing the Delaware? That Andrew guy in the boat with him.
Doesn't even make sense.
No, it's a different time.
Yeah,
it's way back. It's way back when.
I'm with you.
You know. How was the boat ride? Pretty good, thanks to that Andrew guy. But anyway.
Just don't introduce him to John Hancock.
Everybody knows it's Herbie. But anyway. So this week, as far as catching up goes, I didn't have anything interesting happen at all. How about you? Anything?
I guessed it on a different podcast.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I cheated on That Checks Out.
Nice. I hear an echo.
Yeah,
Brian.
there's an echo. Suddenly, that's what
there's
threw
an
me
echo,
off.
And it's not like a great echo.
Yeah,
it's like a weird echo.
Yeah.
It's like when you're talking to somebody who, of course, works in Springfield, and his name's Steve, and you're talking, and you can tell they're on speakerphone, and it's just kind of weird. Did it go away?
Fixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you knew what it was.
I think the caller hung up on himself.
So it was basically just neglect by the guy running the board.
Correct.
Okay, 10-4. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, Brian's been here since dawn, so we got to give him some credit.
Before
I watched the sun come up.
Brian got up today and woke up the chickens. He's like, "There you go, you jerks."
He pushed the air conditioner out of the window so he could watch the sun come up.
Side note about the chickens, if y'all could stop posting memes. All of my chickens were brutally murdered by a feral cat a couple weeks ago. It's just kind of tearing the scab off the wound. Thanks, everyone.
Really?
I like how you wait. I like you said a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah. You've waited for 3 weeks to be like, hey, you know what? This kind of hurts at this point.
First off,
to be fair, I've wanted the chicken memes to stop like 6 months ago.
Right.
So
I was just glad we were off air fryers.
Yeah.
So I was okay. I was good. I mean,
it's hard to train a feral cat to get to this point, but it was worth the money.
I think. Well, the fact that you dressed him up like a chicken hawk was awesome. You know what I mean? How did you even know it was a feral cat? But no.
Hey, Brian, we were talking about my week. Clearly, you had some stuff to talk about. We were going to get to you, but let's go on to that.
Hey.
What's up over there, Brian?
Yeah, so, hey, and just to go back to that, if I may not question your anger towards the feral cat, you murdered the first round of chickens yourself and put a delicious one up the other day. So I think the chicken memes.
Wait.
Yeah, but those chickens were ugly.
I found, wow. No, I go.
Brian's like, I only save the hot ones.
I have found a falsehood in That Checks Out studio.
And how is that?
I do the killing.
No.
Apparently you don't.
Yeah.
Apparently you don't, Brian.
We need that in the voice of a cat.
Yeah.
I do the killing. Right meow. Okay, we're all good. We're all good.
I dare you.
So, hey, I am sorry for your loss, though, because that means you didn't even get any delicious meat from them either.
They were the egg-laying chickens, but, yeah.
There goes your frittatas.
Yeah.
They were the keepers. No eggs. No quiche.
Hey, you know what? Could this have been the fact that you had someone else rebuild your fence?
No, it was a catastrophic failure.
It was a catastrophic failure.
Hey.
A feral catastrophic failure.
Hey, we do the we do the bad puns, Brian.
Yeah, come
That's
on,
us.
man. Come on. We pay you to not hit the button you didn't hit earlier to take the echo out. Okay, that's what we pay you to do. God, Brian, you're killing me.
I just want you to let you know that now you've doomed yourself to people sending memes about people killing chickens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't be thinking more about the chickens. I'm kind of sad about it. Oh, here we go.
Bring it.
Well, now you're asking.
Actually, what I would like to see is memes about someone buying eggs from the grocery store now in the aisle.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. It's a totally different flavor.
What are these, pasteurized? We don't want these.
Yeah,
Come on
what
now.
the heck?
Refrigerated? Get out of here with that.
You don't eat room temperature eggs.
Yeah, you don't have to refrigerate them if they're not pasteurized.
Really?
Yeah,
In
just put 'em
Europe,
on the
they just
counter.
are on the shelves.
Really?
Literally pretty much everywhere except for the United States.
That is correct.
So just so we're also aware then too, you said that chickens are the closest thing to dinosaurs. So you had a feral cat kill a whole coop full of basically dinosaurs.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the rooster went out fighting.
What kind of fight, Brian? What kind of fight?
Yeah, what kind of fight? What kind of fight is that?
What kind of
Is
fight?
that a sanctioned fight? Like, what if two of them are fighting each other? What's that called, Brian? Huh?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you wasted yourself an edit there. That's on you. We could have timestamped that for you, but nope, you didn't want it.
Yeah.
So I cheated on this podcast by going on a different podcast called Two for the Table.
Yeah.
It's a board gaming podcast run by our good friend TJ
Yeah.
and my new friend Christine, who also was on that podcast. It was great fun.
You have two other friends besides me?
Well, I didn't. People can't see it, so they couldn't tell if I was using air quotes or not. I get it. That was very suspect once I said friends.
We just lost two listeners because
Yeah.
you just accused them of being your friend. But go ahead, continue. So what do you do on the podcast?
I was pretty much sidekick.
So you've trained for this your whole
I'll tell you
almost
that
last year.
We sat down in front of a Yeti mic connected to a laptop, and I was like,
Ooh.
"Oh, this is flashback."
The good old days. Yeah.
And I'm so spoiled here at Audiohive Podcasting Studio that I didn't project. I was just talking like normal and everything, so you can hear TJ and Christina like really well into the thing because they've done this for a few episodes, and I'm just like, "Oh, that sounds great. That'd be a great time." No, is it my turn yet? Okay. Because I'm an idiot.
So you're a real pro.
Oh, super
You're a real pro.
However, when we got to the plugs, and they're like, "Where can we find you?" And I was like, "Well, you can find me at my own podcast, known as That Checks Out. You can find us at thatchecksout.net for all of our socials. You'll find us." And like, that's pretty good. I'm like, "Yeah, that's my job. That's what I do. That checks out. It's all I do." But it was a great time. You guys should check it out. Two for the Table podcast. You can find it where all your podcast.
All
are fine.
platforms, right?
Yeah, all
Every
platforms.
platforms? Yeah.
Yeah.
And TJ's a good dude.
For a second. Oh,
He's
yeah,
a good dude.
great
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's got a Twitch channel that occasionally I'll hop in with
Yep.
and do some games and stuff with you guys, and it's fun.
And
So keeps you on your toes.
right.
Keeps you very much on your toes. So that's your catching up for the week.
I had
No interesting. I just really had nothing interesting really go on. Seriously, nothing that's podcast worthy. Mac, anything other than like I don't know grotesque slaughter of your entire family of chickens?
Yeah, nothing that's not depressing. So
Yeah,
well, we'd like to key in on your depressing things, so that way we'd feel better about our podcast.
Yeah. However, he told us what it was before we started. I don't think we need to talk about it on the podcast. So
yes.
We're going to move on.
Yeah, we will give condolences to a family member. So that was not a good week either. And that's not chicken related. So, but no. So I will say that my son Chuck amazed me a couple times this week, and the first time is how you get calls all the time on your phone, either a spam risk or if it doesn't say that, you might answer the number going, "Who's calling me from Arizona?" And you pick it up. He got a call about Medicare. Now, he's 14. Okay, so he gets a call.
Oh, that reminds me of something. I'm going to put a pin in it, but
Yeah.
you're right. Okay.
But he gets a call about Medicare. So he actually takes the call in front of me, and he's like super excited, like I'm going to show Dad my skills, right? And the lady says, she goes, "Hi, I'm calling about Medicare. La la. Would you be interested?" He goes, "Of course I would be." He tells her, and he goes, and he goes, "How's your day?" And she starts talking, and Chuck goes, he says, "Excuse me, I asked how your day was. Right? And I almost lost it. Okay. So I let him go, and he's going through the whole thing. And he goes, I like everything you're telling me here, but would I even qualify because I'm 14? He goes, but I am a straight A student. That should count for something. So what kind of discounts do you give? And she's like, well, let me see what you'd qualify for. And she goes, well, you would qualify for the vision and the dental. And he then proceeds to tell her, now I'm offended. And she goes, what? He goes, I'm offended. I was born without eyes. All right. And so she's like, well, you would still, and he goes, no. He goes, you know what? And she's apologizing, doing this and that. And he finally says, he goes, you know what? He goes, yeah, just send me a copy. I'll look it over. I'll look it over, So that was his tagline to be out. And he's 14 years old. I was super proud. He was not rude, you know what I mean? And even when he said, how was your day? And she starts talking, he goes, excuse me, real politely. I did ask how your day was.
Well, I'm going to pop your balloon right there and be like, once he started like messing with her about not having eyes, that's kind of rude. She's just trying to do her job, man.
Yeah, well, she should have really done the research.
Once he said he was 14, that she should have ended the call.
Right.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. So now,
but once all right,
he's got to go with it.
Jury's out.
Yeah. So what was your pin? You had said you had to put a pin in something.
Well, my youngest, 15.
Yeah.
Filled out a form somewhere. Is learning about spam now because every day now that there's
oh no.
Yeah. Didn't fill out under their own name, made up a name. Called himself Kirby for some reason. I'm not going to get into that. I don't care.
Right.
But now I get a letter from a college every day, a different college, asking if Kirby wants to talk to their admissions department. And so every day I'll walk in with the mail and be like, Kirby! Looking for Kirby. We got Kirby in the house, please.
Put the vacuum on the phone. What is that? Kirby vacuums, right? Put the vacuum on the phone.
And then finally, we had, like, what's going on? Why? Like, I didn't realize this would happen. I'm like, oh, welcome to adulthood.
Yeah,
you're on a list now.
Yeah,
you are Kirby for life.
Well, so the same thing. Now we've all done this for our buddies. Subscribe to like free magazines and this and that.
Yeah, back in the day, you could just pull the thing out and be like, "Bill me," and send
it. Yeah, bill me. But I
not
got
a sponsor.
Call me, bill me, call me. But that's our new website. Billme.com. What do? We send fake subscriptions to everybody.
Yeah.
No, there was actually, and this didn't make the strange story list, but there was a guy that sued because you can send lots of weird stuff. So they have like chocolate mail appendages and all kinds of stuff you can send like in a box discreetly, but when you open it up, that's what it is.
It's very less discreet when you open it up.
So anyway, somebody sent one to an attorney. Okay. Which attorney, that would be probably a main recipient of one of these in a box,
right,
especially if you were the other attorney,
right.
It is what it is. So he gets this. He sued the company that made the chocolate and sent it, not the guy that bought it and sent it, the company, for distress. He's suing him for $75,000. Now, he starts a lawsuit. Shortly after, he gets another package. Now, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I'm an idiot, okay? He opens up, it's a glitter bomb. It goes off. He claims it got in his eyes, and he wants more money. And I'm like, it's the same person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying the company sent it, that did the chocolate stuff. I'm saying the same guy's like, oh, you're already suing them? Cool. I'll send you something else,
Right.
But no, that's really the case. Back when we were younger, and people won't know, Mac might not even know this. You'd flip through a magazine, and in the middle of it would be like a subscription page.
Right, yeah.
Card. And you'd pull it out and you'd write down all your buddies' information on it. You know what I mean? Especially if it was a dirty magazine or something, then, and they're living with their parents. You're it's coming to your house.
Better Homes and Gardens.
Yeah.
Entertainment
Log
for men.
cabin, living. Yeah.
Right.
But you would do that, fill it out, and you'd mark the bill me.
Yeah.
So not only would they get the magazine, but they'd get a bill saying, hey, you owe me for like a year's subscriptions.
Right. Which I feel like that is probably mail fraud.
Yeah. Well,
Mac, you have Google. What's a statute of limitations on mail?
Yeah, I know I've done this more than 106 times.
We might need to timestamp this. However, I will tell you that Mac has been busy over there, and BillMe.com is available.
Nice.
Yet, chicken with teeth is not reachable for some reason. The DNS is down.
Straight up broke the internet.
Yeah.
Chicken with teeth. He's trying to find something that'll fight off feral cats. He's like, I need chicken with teeth. Where's the teeth, damn it?
Yeah, look for chicken dentistry. You didn't look up that.
Yeah,
chicken. It's 10 years for mail frauds. We're good.
It's 10 years?
Yeah, we're fine.
We're golden.
We're fine.
Well, the other people that really committed fraud, now I did this too when I was younger. The Columbia House, remember?
Oh,
you get 10. Now, this is when they had cassette tapes. For those of you that are listening don't understand what that is, look it up.
Well, I like that we're in 2021, and in any computer program, the save icon is still the floppy disk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've seen those memes where, like, I found a floppy disk, and my grandson asked me why I 3D printed the save button. I didn't realize that what it was. It's like, the year is 2021. Microsoft Word is still using the
But they're
floppy
never going to
disk.
have anything that'll be able to read it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So
I'm just saying, like, why haven't they? Why is that icon still around? You know? Or like when you pick up your phone and you want to get to the actual phone part of the phone, they use the handset for the phones. That like kids are like, "What's that?"
Right? Yeah. Why is that?
Why
like
is this
that?
like weird misshapen Mickey Mouse? The phone thing.
It should be a picture of my phone,
Right.
You know.
But you know the thing that we wiped off the face of the earth? You need to touch that to use this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's you've seen videos where they put kids probably like 18, 19 years old in a room with a rotary phone and go, "Now just call me."
Right.
And they can't figure out how it works. They're literally like they're pressing the hole, you know what I mean, putting their finger in the 9.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, that's not.
Speaking
how it
of
works.
this, I went down a rabbit hole. There's a website, Dentistry for Chickens, and it exists. This got to be a fake. Anyway, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube.
Let the record show Matt can totally use Google. Now I'm going to ask him randomly later on to Google something for me, and
Won't
I
be up there.
guarantee you
Won't be
it
up
will
there.
not be on the screen.
I went down a rabbit hole of Mr. Wizard videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were showing like someone how the rotary phone works, like how it actually like functioned.
The
And-
click. You can hear
like,
it when it comes back.
And it like literally sends like flashes.
So was it like Morse code? Like
Yeah,
that? Like Morse
essentially it
code
was,
in the phone? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I figured.
It was just electrical impulses.
Right. Yeah, but no, that was pretty. That would suck too when you're calling somebody. Like my number growing up was 9336. So the 9, especially, you're like 9 all the way back. You're like, okay,
I'd tell you my phone number growing up, but it's still my mom's
it's
number.
still My
So
mom just shut that off.
I can't.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
did I ever tell you my Tina's parents' phone number? They turned it off a while back. Was 3456.
Really?
Yeah. So when she first gave it to me, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, right.
Right. Should I call
Right.
911 first
Yeah.
and ask for information?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I'm sorry. Is this 555-3456?
so the going back to the cassette tape thing that people don't know what it is, because even CDs now are becoming more obsolete. You know, I mean, you don't.
Becoming more old man.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the cassette tape, the founder, I don't know if you saw, but the founder of the cassette tape died recently. He was 94 years old.
Did they put his ashes in the cassette tape?
Well, my
Like the
question
Pringles guy?
was, did they find a pencil in them? Because remember, that was the old trick.
Yeah.
So, Mac, did you ever have cassette tapes?
Yes.
Yeah, you were probably right at the tail end of cassette
Yeah.
tapes, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Right before they went into CDs.
I remember the publisher's house thing in like
Did you?
third grade.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I do remember was they first came out with the CD Discman, the anti-shock, which is not anti-shock. It was absolutely horrendous. Try even just cutting grass as you're walking. It's like boom, boom, and then you get inside and your CD looks like you we're doing a rap album with it upside down and the needle going. And so I like the cassette tapes better just from that standpoint. I understand the quality of the sound and it gets better and better. And like now digitally, it's the best you can have. I get it. At least right now.
The audiophiles will still tell you vinyl's your way to go.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I never, we did vinyl because of course we grew up with that too, but we were on the tail end of that going into cassette tapes. My first real music that I owned personally was on cassette tapes. I didn't have 8 tracks either. My mom had some, but
I bought some vinyl at the end of the tail end.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all had that one. We already talked about it. The McDonald's one
Yeah.
that came free, and
It would
you
be like,
turned and you,
to all read special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
And then
Because it
you-
would like warp as it would go around.
yeah, but then you start skipping it too. That
yeah.
was the one where you ruined your mom's needle all the
Yeah.
time.
Why is this stylus bad? I don't know.
Right.
What have you been doing?
But no, gone are the days where you can just subscribe somebody to stuff.
I bought a CD player back when you had to buy it as a component, right? It wasn't like an all-in-one thing. You
Right.
put it in your stereo and hooked it up to one of those like RCA console record players.
Yeah.
You know, that was like, it looked like a big giant like buffet table that you lifted the lid and there was
Right.
like, so literally I'd be playing CDs through that and it would just be like, whoop, 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 whoop. It's so old and blown out, you know? Hey, come listen to this. My kid thinks this is great music.
Well, we also, when we were teenagers, the kids had the speakers from the house in the cars. So you'd have house speakers, and it'd be the same sound because you're trying to push all this. You'd have a 10,000 watt amp pushing 2 house speakers. You know, so same way. And then you'd hear the license plate and everything in the trunk, zoom, zoom, zoom. You know, just rattling.
Yeah, we were a-holes. I get what you're saying. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, that was back when it was fun to be a kid. Nobody knew what you were doing because there wasn't video of it every time you turn around.
Oh, that was Chuck E. Cheese's thing, where a kid can be a kid.
Hey, so one more story from the house. So and I started telling you this last week, but basically, I bought a bag of Reese's peanut butter cup eggs. Okay, Reese's peanut butter eggs, which for some reason taste way better than just regular Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't know why, but they do.
I've always liked the eggs. Yeah.
So I bought those and I put them in the house, but I hid them because otherwise, I mean, they'll be gone in like 12 seconds. Vultures, gone. So I tell my wife, I go, hey, I got you these. So I gave her a couple, and I said I put some around the house. Like 2 of them were kind of in eyesight. They were like hidden like Easter eggs, and 2 of them were not. So I hid 4. And I get home from church on Sunday. Me and Chuck come back early because Nicole was working the desk. So her and Miss are still there. I'm outside doing something. Chuck's inside. I come in, and he doesn't say nothing. He's going upstairs. So, and it was only about 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes tops. Nicole gets home, and she goes to have an egg, and she's going to go get the one out of like the Cinderella glass we have, right? So you can see through it. You know it's there, but you have to pay attention.
You can see through this glass?
You can see through the glass.
Wizardry.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's probably only the one in its existence.
I would imagine.
You can see through.
Is it a glass slipper?
A little bit, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, you said Cinderella, and I thought
so there's probably one more.
Okay.
But but anyway, it's probably a pair. But so she goes, she's going to grab it out of there. She goes, hey, it's gone. And I said, okay. I said, well, the kids probably found them. They're eating eggs. So I said, she looks in all the other places. She goes, they're all gone. And I go, oh. And I said, well, just call the kids and say, hey, how many eggs did you guys eat? Did one person eat 4 of them?
Right.
Or did they find them and go, hey, here, you get 2, I get 2. Here we go. And she asked Chuck first, and he said, oh, I found them. And she goes, well, how many did you eat? He goes, none. And she goes, well, where are they? He goes, I re-hid them in a spot where now you have to find them. That's what he says. 14 years old, right? So instead of having a delicious, which everybody loves those, he loves them too. Instead of eating one, he goes, well, I didn't want to get in trouble for eating one. He goes, but I figured I just put them in a spot where now you got to find them. He goes, they're in the same room. That's what he tells her. Like, we're playing hot and cold.
Right.
Go check the same room, Mom. Right. And he wasn't being a jerk about it. He was smiling and smirking like, hey, you want an egg? You got to go. Now, she knows where the bag is. She can go get another one. But she makes it her purpose to go, as you say, you're Ted the Finder. She makes it her goal to go find these eggs. She doesn't find the eggs. Okay. Now, my son Chuck, mind you, found 4 of them in less than 5 minutes and re-hid them somewhere else in less than 5 minutes. So we're...
And you don't live in a mausoleum. The room is not that
correct.
big.
Correct. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's find... And he gave her the room, and he wasn't lying. They're in the room. So we have this one mug that's like sits underneath the TV that you cannot see through. And it's like from Gaston's pub at Disney, so it's got a thing on there. She slides it out. She slides it out part way, and she goes, you know what? That's not heavy enough. There's nothing in there. She slides it back in. She proceeds to look through everything else, and she calls him down. She goes, Chuck. And she's yelling at him. She's like, where did you put? He goes over to Gaston mug. He goes, I put all 4 of them right in here. Right? And I looked at her and I go, my point exactly. Right? Now I'm going to get in trouble if she listens to this. Yeah. Right? But
well, that's just a given any week.
But my whole point is my son would rather torment someone else and take pleasure from that
than enjoy the
delicious Reese's peanut butter eggs.
So are you sure he's your son?
Yeah. First off, my son would have found the whole bag, ate the whole bag, going like, there's 4 left in this house. Yeah, right. You better find them.
Yeah. Well, your son, while she's looking for the 4, would be
eating
cleaning the other the bag.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. I bought myself time.
Cold.
Oh, that's right. They're in the garage. Damn it. I forgot to say that.
Oh, that's a problem.
But no, so I even looked at her. I go, you had your hand on. Well, but I didn't look in it. I said, you said it didn't weigh enough to have it. I said, how much do eggs weigh?
Well, it's like, I know the exact metric weight of this mug.
Well, when you slid it, you didn't even like pick it up. It's like, well, this slides pretty easy. Yeah. But no, because I always make that a point around my house when people can't find something. I can walk right to it. I remember where I saw it. I'm like, did you check there? Did you check there? It's your
my thing.
Your skill. It's your jam.
I have never. I've gotten to the point probably 20 years ago where I was like, in my mind, I don't have the mentality. There's no way it could be in this spot. I'll go check that spot.
Yeah.
And most of the times it's not there, but sometimes it'll be like, I can't explain why it's here, but here it is.
But what about and that kind of falls true though, like for passwords. When you change passwords, like you have some things where you have to change passwords so frequently, which sucks. And you're like, what password am I on? What password am I on? I usually start with a certain thing and then I have a number and then I'll just start going up with the number. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
Well, the bad part is I forget, what was the last number I was on? And then the auto saves it's auto saved, but you can't see it.
Right.
So I'm like, what number was I on? So that's where I get really perplexed. But you're right. If I go to the whole, and if I can't remember one, like if it's been years since I logged in something, I go to my go-to, it works every time. And that's why I have a go-to, Right. But no, I really can't do that. Otherwise it really frustrates me when you're like, I just want to get in here. I did that the other day with the transistor thing. I had to guess, for like our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Transistor is where we host our podcast.
Yeah, but I had to go in. I said, I'm going to go in here and just look because we're in like stupid amount of countries. I have no idea. I mean, granted, we're probably way more entertaining to people that don't speak English.
Right.
So that's true. That checks out.
I like the tone of that gentleman's voice. What's he saying? I don't know.
The one guy appears to be large and giggles a lot.
Yes. Look at all that blue in the map. Brian has pulled up Transistor.
Yeah.
We're talking.
So that's why I said we have so many of those. Yeah.
A lot of Eastern European countries.
Yeah.
Russia, Ukraine, Slovakia.
We are in minty countries.
Oh, God. Timestamp.
Huh? I'm trying a new one. What do you think?
Yeah, you can throw that one out with the old one.
Is there any parrots on there? Men? Huh? No?
No,
Nothing?
we're not in Spain, I don't think, but we are in the UK. So half the parrots family might know.
Nigel's like, you got to check out that podcast, man.
No!
That checks out, man. So, hey.
Jenny is dead to me for sharing this story. You made the list. Hope you're happy.
There's not many people on your dead to me list either. So that's a they're like the Marines, the few, the proud, the Marine.
Few, the proud, the dead to me.
Yeah, the dead to me. So the other thing is too, not a lot of tread flicks this week, as you can tell by my physique.
Yeah.
But I have been watching.
I will tell you before you get into that.
Yeah.
We're talking about TJ's Twitch channel, and I've made some more friends on there. Christine has her own Twitch channel, and some of the other people. I ride my stationary bike while I'm doing that, so I'm not just sitting there watching.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do basically your tread flicks, but
Right.
So in that community, I'm known as everyone asks me how my gooch is doing.
Nice.
Because they can't fathom how someone can sit on an exercise bike that long and not like murder their nether regions.
Yeah, the Netherlands.
Yeah. So every time I get on, it's like, how's that gooch? I'm like, yeah, well, I guess I'm just gonna steer into the skid. It's fine.
Hey, skid, no pun intended, huh?
No, it was totally intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my claim to fame.
Yeah. You're the gooch guy.
Iron gooch.
You're the gooch guy.
Yeah.
So you were in.
So if Marvel wants to call me, I will sell those rights away immediately.
Where the hell would you wear your cape?
Well, I would have my that light that Tony Stark has in the heart. I would just have it in the gooch.
Nice.
That's where I'd keep my arc reactor in my gooch.
Why is that guy crab walking? He's sending a signal to the clouds.
No, I do like when I told you this before, because I know I've told you this story. Is you came back with the same thing I did because we're the same age and we're the same thing. It's like you were messing with Arnold Jackson on the playground.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do we need Muhammad Ali to tell you to back off, gooch?
Anyone that gets that reference, please reach out because.
Oh, I would love. I can guarantee there's probably 5 people to get it.
What you talking about, Damon?
What you talking about, gooch?
The world don't move to the beat of just one gooch.
I'm not going to sing. Wow.
All right, you're saying something.
Yeah, I was. Don't know how I compete with that, but I was.
I like when we get the disgusted bride.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, usually it's me that does that. Usually you and him are both on the same page.
It's a treat when I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually you guys are both like, yeah, I can't believe he said that either.
Yeah. And Brian's like, this guy's been friends with this guy for 3 decades.
Yeah,
What's
pretty
going on?
crazy. Pretty crazy. So watching with the wife. So that Discovery Plus now.
I don't have that. So
it's a pretty cool. How do you not have that? You have to watch the Back to the Future where they're finding the DeLorean.
and like because everyone's sharing that with me, and I'm like, hey, thanks. I don't have that.
It's like $4.99 a month. Get it for 1 month and watch your show, or somebody has to give you the password.
I'm just gonna start putting your go-to password.
And I have cracked the code.
Hey, guess what, everybody? We got Discovery Plus now.
And on the bright side, we have snacks because it's also the pin for his ATM, so we're golden. Thanks, Damon. That does check out.
Oh, I'll be checking that out.
Right. But no, so I watched 90 Day Fiancé with my wife. So now they have like a whole section on there of these people have become like TV stars now. Okay.
Well, that's a stretch.
Correct. Anyway, they have all these spin-offs of like they have the single life for the ones that they got deported and it didn't work, you know.
The only one of that show, the only person I would recognize from that show is the one that looks like he looks like a pale walking grimace. You know the guy I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he just drew a circle and then put eyes on it.
He's got no neck.
Yeah, that guy.
He's got no neck. So his name's Ed.
Okay.
And they call him Big Ed or something.
Well,
you're okay.
I think you have to.
They call him Big Ed. But no, he literally looks like he's confused and shrugging all the time. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
literally just like you drew a circle, you put a head and fingers and feet on a circle.
Yeah.
Because there's like, it's all just one mass.
If you ask a 5-year-old to draw you, you get Big Ed.
Right.
All right. That's kind of how it goes.
I mean,
you could be
that's
skinny.
painful. I was going to say.
You could be skinny. You still get Big Ed.
That's painful, but it's true.
Yeah. You know, don't ever ask a 5-year-old to draw you unless you really want to have issues for the rest of your life.
No.
So anyway, we're watching this spinoff of it's the single life of these people that were not good enough to keep. To keep, basically, when you import, like if you go on Amazon and you buy something, it'd be like the Amazon package showing up and being like, nah, you know, nah. No, I'm supposed to wait 90 days to say nah. I'm gonna go right now.
I'm gonna hard pass now.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? The Amazon guy's still there. Could you just flag him down and tell him to put me back on the truck? You know, it says returns are accepted.
I live in a cul-de-sac, but when the guy was like turned around to come back out of the cul-de-sac, the package is just standing in front of the truck.
Yeah, the package just hopping to the street. You're like, okay, first off, this is weird.
You know, those horror movies where they turn the car around and suddenly the slasher is right in front of the headlights again. That's the Amazon package. Like, nope, no.
Yeah. So, so it's kind of a weird take on it. But this one lady, the thing is everybody's like, oh, she's so nice. She's so this. She's like, I don't know. She's very simple, which is fine, and that's cool. But she's very like it'd almost be like dating a 12-year-old.
Is one of the people they're just too nice?
They are too nice, so she's gonna get stomped on. Basically, the guy she brought over, that guy's like, nah, done, whatever. And so she's like, okay, it didn't last very long. Okay. Now, of course, they court each other for years because that's what it takes to do this whole K-1 visa thing and get people here.
Yeah.
Then once they're here, here's the thing. I didn't realize this. You know, when they come here, you sign for them that you're responsible for them. Like they can't
like adopting a pet. This seems wrong.
They cannot be. You can't have Spade either. But anyway.
Well, Bob Barker's not going to approve of this.
Have your mail order bride spayed or neutered, please. but no, what they do is you're responsible for that person. All right.
So if they do something, you're on the hook?
Well, you're on the hook like financially. So like they can't go be homeless or they can't, you know, it's like you're saying, hey, I'm responsible for these people.
This seems like a government sponsored long con.
Yeah, very much. And it costs, you know, like tens of thousands, if not $100,000 to do this stuff. So anyway, if you pay all that money and you get them here and then they go, no, I'm out. And then they stay here as long as they can. Some of them actually get residency, but they're here. So anyway, she's out dating, okay? And they put up a profile picture of her, which again, she's not my cup of tea. I'm many people's not cup of tea. All right.
Yeah.
I'm most people that have a jam.
I mean, that's a large cup of tea.
I'm not their jam. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big jar and not jam. Okay. I get it. I'm not picking from a physical standpoint whatsoever. But when you mix the physical, okay, with the very simple and I won't say immature because it's not, cause I'm immature and I say ignorant, stupid stuff all the time. I'm talking about like, if you want to have a conversation with like a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? On a level of, even though she's an adult and she doesn't have an issue like that, that's how she acts.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I wouldn't want that. So they put her on a dating site where you have to swipe left or swipe right.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, they said, you got to right swipe. So like, first off, her friends are totally amazed by the fact she has a right swipe. The way they said it, like, you got to swipe. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that. I'm sure that makes you feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, they go and they start reading about the bio, and it's kind of funny because they go, his name's Jason, he's 49, and he has a beard. That's what he says. Okay? His name's Jason, and he's 49, and he has a beard. And so anyway, I start laughing, and I go, that's what they know about the guy.
Right.
Now, she goes, he sounds perfect. Okay?
That was coming.
All right. He sounds perfect. Well, here's what I tell you Jason doesn't have: a sense of direction. He doesn't know right from left because he swiped the wrong way. Okay. So he's not going to be the navigator for anything. I guarantee that. He does not. Left hand makes an L, Jason. All right.
Right.
So you're going to need to learn that. So this guy comes, they're filming this date, Ted. And I'm so like, you know how like you just, like I get anxious anyway, but I'm anxious because I'm like, this is going to be like a train wreck. And you know what? There's not even a part of me that wanted to watch it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really is. It's just that bad. It was like, this is not going to end well. He walks in, you can tell by his facial expression, he is not happy.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what picture they used on there, but again, with all these filters and everything else, you can make yourself look A1. You know what I mean? And this was not A1.
Can you make yourself look Heinz 57?
Yeah, I was just going to say, this was like you beat me to it. This is like a Heinz 57. It just came in my
so
brain.
Good when we beat each other.
Yeah,
I appreciate it when we get to the joke first.
Yeah. Catch up, Damon. Catch up. So anyway.
You are a mustard.
So I start laughing because I'm like, he sits down. They don't even, like, they get their drinks served. And he goes, well, yeah, this isn't going to work. He says it out loud to her face with a TV camera there. Like, so first off, Jason, who's 49 and has a beard, you're a bit of a prick because realistically, think about it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to disgrace her. You could sit there and have a conversation for 10 or 15 minutes and then be like, I need to use the restroom. Tell the camera crew we need to be done recording. I'll come back and say bye to her and I'm leaving. You know what I mean? Because they can cut all that, and it's fine. But he literally looks at her and goes, well, so this ain't gonna work, la la. And he goes, okay. And he stands up and walks away. And I'm like, no, I'm sure this happens in real life.
Yeah.
But when you have a film crew following you that people are, that's
did he have
weird.
to get mic'd ahead of that? Like, did he have a mic pack on? Or
Oh, yeah. So they met him outside the restaurant, and they get him all, and I don't know if they stand there with a boom mic over the table in the restaurant. I don't know how, intrusive this is. But the fact of the matter is he basically, like they brought him his iced tea.
Yeah.
He didn't even take the lemon off it that he didn't order, like I do every time, right? And he was like, yeah, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And I'm
drops
like,
a 5. How much does a tea cost? I'll just put a 5. I'm sure that'll cover it.
But my joke, I looked at my wife and I said, I'm surprised he didn't get up and walk the wrong way because he does not know it's right from left, So, but we watch these shows. And the other thing that I've noticed too, there's a lot of shows on TV like that revolve around swamp people or
and they steer hard into that.
Moonshiners.
Yeah.
So I think it's stupid when you have to subtitle an American speaking English on a television show. That's like my new thing. That's my new peeve. If I have to read, because I
didn't come to this television to read.
Hey,
I came to watch pictures.
This was an actual sentence from Swamp People. Dat there is the dater that ate that horse. Mm-hmm.
I know it's a lot of D's. I think you would like that.
Right. Well, no. Now, so that's how I heard it.
Oh.
Of course, they subtexted a different. It'd be great if they actually did it.
Right.
And just put question marks. You know what I mean? But no, so I'm used to it on the fiance show with Nicole, because if you get a man or woman that has a real thick accent,
Right.
and do not speak for good English, you know what I mean? They have to subtitle it. I get it.
Right.
But this is an American person speaking English as a first language, and they have to subtitle it so you know what he just said. And it wasn't because he was talking like this and he was mumbling. It's because
He was using words that don't actually
yeah.
exist.
But what's weird is the guy you talk to would, that's right. You know what I
he
mean?
do.
And
Right.
you're like, oh, hold on now. Is this like some weird twin secret code that we're all supposed to know?
It's Tomax and Zama. That's a G.I. Joe reference. It's weird that you say that, because when I do training for work, like some of the videos you can put on 2x speed.
Okay.
And I will do that because if I have like 4 hours of training, I'm out in 2 hours.
Understand.
But I will put subtitles on. So in case it's going too fast, I can see that, like if I can hear what they're saying, see the presentation and read it at the same time, I learn better. That's just
You're absorbing it.
I just how it is.
Right.
Yeah. But if I'm trying to watch a show that was like, filmed 3 states away, and I gotta put subtitles on, that's gotta be weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's different if you're watching something, because there's been some movies in the past that I've wanted to watch. The bad part is I realized then that it's a subtitled film. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. And I can't do that if I'm tired or anything like that, because first off, I have to leave my glasses on. And if I'm laying down, I can't see, doesn't matter if I got an 80-inch TV over my bed, I still will have a hard time seeing it, and I don't want a job watching a movie,
I didn't come here to do no work. Yeah. Which my youngest will put on shows and then leave the room and then come continually. I'm going to use air quotes somehow on a audio media, but somehow continue to watch it. And I'm like, how do you know what's going on? Oh, I know. Like, how do you know what's going on? You left the room. And they'll come back and they'll hear like something like either it's a music cue or they'll hear a word or something and they'll run back in because they want to physically watch that part.
Yeah.
I could get it if it's a show you've seen before, you just have it on for background or whatever.
Right.
Because I'll do that sometimes if I'm working on something or like I just want something to like keep my mind, because it's weird. If like I put out something I know I won't lose focus on, my mind will focus on what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
I get that. But if it's something I've never seen before, I kind of want to be in the room while it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the room where it happened. I understand it's a Hamilton thing.
No, but I understand. Yeah. I understand. But no, so the other thing, because I get anxious a lot. We've talked about this, not on here, but I get anxious a lot. And one of the things that I did read is very anxious people appreciate shows or movies that they've seen before.
Oh yeah, because they're not surprised by it,
right? Because they know the outcome, and there's no anxiety and waiting. So that's why part of it is too. Like I said with that girl, again, I don't want to watch a train wreck date. I don't want to watch. Trust me, I've lived through a handful of them myself. And when I say handful, I mean several people's hands. But just yeah. But
that's we're going on the road I don't want to go down.
But what I'm saying is I've lived through that, so I don't want to watch somebody get basically embarrassed. You know what I mean? I've been there. You feel like you're embarrassed. You're like, wow, that really, it was that bad? But that to be that fast.
Right. Well, and the thing with the anxiety, like I hate shows that are so like, that if one of these people would just say, like, just explain simply what is going on.
Yeah.
The entire like movie or show is done.
Yeah.
I hate when it's an hour and a half movie where if someone would just be like, oh no, you just walked into the exact wrong moment. This is exactly what happened. This person will back it up. That person was watching. It's on film. You can see it. None of what you were assuming is happening.
Yeah.
But it's all like, I hate that. Like,
47 minutes later.
Just tell them. Oh my. Yeah. So stuff like that drives me nuts.
I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want my boyfriend to get in trouble.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be at the gas station buying cigarettes. It's like, okay, can you tell everything else in the story so the guy doesn't go to prison? You know?
It's like they walk, like they have the door cracked to the kitchen and they hear, tomorrow I'm going to die. They shut the door and then my hair. Yeah. They don't hear that part. So the rest of the episode, they're like treating them really well and trying to get on their good side and all this stuff. And like, why are you treating me so well? Well, I know that your time is up soon. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just going from brown to red tomorrow. What are you talking about? It's like,
yeah.
Oh, that stuff. It's like, that's to me, that's just a sign of a poor writer.
Yeah. But it breeds anxiousness in a lot of people when you're doing. That's why people that really get off on that high, they like to watch the horror movies or the thrillers and stuff like that. They just like that stuff.
Well, it's funny talking because we were on the board game podcast I was on. Where we were doing these games that were like high intensity, quick, like like to try to like, they're like 10-minute games real quick. Like, it's kind of slow. And then all of a sudden there's a point where you gotta like speed up and do this thing real quick. And the other three people, TJ, Christine, and Amber were like freaking out and everything. And I wasn't. And they're like, man, that was really intense. How'd you feel? What was that game like? Oh, I don't produce adrenaline. So I was kind of fine.
Yeah.
I don't really get excited anymore. I guess it's a superpower. I'm the only one that got out of the quote unquote temple. So I'm good. They're like all freaking out. And I'm just like, could you just put another board piece out? Great.
Yeah.
Can you move my guy over? Great. And they're like, I'm just like sitting there calm as a cucumber.
Well, you're
like,
the tortoise. You're the tortoise that won the race.
Right.
Like,
however, if we're ever like in a car accident, like their body will go into shock and save them. And I'll be like, oh, well, this is where we find my kryptonite. It was nice knowing everybody. Hey, Ted, you're bleeding out. Oh, I know. Nothing I can do about
it. Let's not get excited.
We're just going to watch me die. Tomorrow, my hair.
Ted dies on NPR. And so
this is the point where I die, everybody.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you. And I guess I'll have to listen to That Checks Out with Damon and New Guy. So
the long con back to where we were.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're talking about something.
No, but just watching those shows. And then I saw, everybody knows that they have that show out called Naked and Afraid. So basically people are in the wilderness.
I mean, for me, I'd be afraid that you'd be recording me naked.
So that was my take on the show.
Yep.
It's like if my show would be like Afraid to be Naked. Yes. You mean in front of people?
You have a subpoena.
Right, correct.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damon, you cannot always be in the pool. I don't understand what you're talking about.
There is no pool.
There is no pool. We're in the desert. I was swimming.
It was in the pool.
Yeah. But no, so realistically, that's where that show would take a turn for me, And it's funny too how they're blurring people out. And I'm like, okay, maybe this show should be for like HBO or something. Right. Maybe it should not be on regular television.
Everyone's spending that first day trying to find shelter and food. And we're like trying to find something we can wear.
Clothes.
Pants. Yeah. Can I make this into pants?
Damon's building a Kohl's so that he can get some pants.
There's already clearance when you're done building it. I just built this. How is there a clearance section? It's already been torn through and nothing on hangers and
Why
stuff.
is nothing folded? I'm the only one that goes here. That'd be so great. You just see me on Survivor. They're building shelter. They're doing this, doing that. What's he doing? He's building a Walmart because he wants a lot of stuff.
He's building a men's warehouse because he wants to like how he looks. And he wants to guarantee it.
Who's the new guy? That's the tailor. He's going to have everything taken in. But no, that's pretty funny. He's building a Kohl's.
Hey, you saved 100 seashells in your purchase today.
So Damon's show's called Khakis and Afraid. Well, welcome to Khakis and Afraid. And I'm here with my friend Ted. He's on Suspenders and Afraid.
Help me weave these vines into suspenders real quick.
I am afraid of what I had to leach these suspenders to because there's only so much down there. But anyway, no, I just thought that's my take on the show. It would be more like Afraid to be Naked. Okay, I will sign up for this as long as.
What's the payout on this?
Yeah. What's the payout?
Hey, you guys gonna blur this out, right? Oh, we don't have to.
Yeah, sir. We don't have a big enough black box. All right. Yeah.
Your guts. Your guts covering everything we need to see.
Everybody's buying TVs because like the whole middle of my picture went dark. I don't even know what's going on.
How many pixels are dead in this TV?
Yeah. 1 million pixels, my ass. But yeah, so that would be my take on it. I like that though. That popped out. I like that. Building the Kohl's. That's pretty solid. Kohl's, call me. Call me. Yeah.
Not sponsored. Call me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not spending time folding your clearance section, so you got time.
Well, if I wasn't my size, I'd be more like. I'm telling you,
I have stuff like, oh, I really like that sweater. Where'd you get it? Oh, I got it at Kohl's. How much? It was $2.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Because it was underneath the clearance section probably for 6 years. No one saw it.
Well, and I like the fact now too because I'm a 2X shirt, so that's good because Kohl's doesn't exist. Anything in that store doesn't exist over 2X.
Right.
So it's like if you're a 3X, it's like, look, why don't you just wait in the car? Let your family, let normal people shop here. You take up too much room in the aisles, So
I like the fat tax though. It's like when you go to Walmart and you're like anything over 2X, is an additional
Oh,
price.
the t-shirts are all like $3.99, and then you find out like the 2X is like $5.99.
And you're like, okay, so I understand that there's a lot of material in the 3X shirt. I get that.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me there's more material in the small as opposed to the 2X. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
how come none of those are at a different price point?
Right. Or how about if we just make them all $1 more,
Right.
so we don't feel stupid,
Right.
You know, and you're going to sell more of the human size ones probably than
Right.
you will of my size.
Right.
I get it, you know. So, but no, I laugh whenever I do that. If I go like Cole's, I can buy pants or stuff there. But if I want to buy a shirt, I can buy the funny I bought like 6 t-shirts because they were, like you said, it's like 6 for a nickel. It was almost like Columbia House.
You got
know,
one of
has
them
an
wooden
aisle.
nickels?
Yeah.
We'll give you 6 shirts.
So I did that. And Nicole's like, you haven't worn any of them yet. I'm like, I can't fit in them yet. And she's like, what? I said, they were like, I really liked them and they were for nothing. I'm like, so I bought them. And you think that would be incentive for me to be like, hey, and now at least I'm there and I'm getting to where I'm comfortable.
I bought a Columbo shirt, not a Columbia House, a Columbo shirt. Says just one more thing.
Yeah.
Right as I was apparently turning off the ability to maintain my weight loss.
Nice.
And it's sitting there and I want to wear it again. And you'd think it'd be incentive, but apparently it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. But no, that was a good tangent there.
Yeah.
I like that. So wasn't where I was planning on going, but it was pretty good.
It was fun.
I like left turns.
Wait, just make sure you're swiping the right way. Oh, this was a right turn. This is not what I wanted.
3 lefts make a right, so we're okay.
Thanks, UPS.
Yeah, they won't. There's some deliveries they'll only turn right. They won't
That's
turn
correct.
left.
They won't turn left.
Correct. Yeah. So, all right. How about some strange stories? Can we do a couple?
Should we?
I think we should do a couple.
Let's see if we can get this right this time.
It is faded to time.
We did not get that right. I didn't even touch that.
You first off, your hand's the only one over it.
I didn't even touch it.
It's Strange Stories with Damon and Ted.
All right, hit me with your strange stories.
Yeah. So this is the part where I start talking.
We learned that from our good friend Roy Gregory.
From Roy Gregory.
Check him out,
Right.
roygregory.com.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. Call me.
Yeah, nice plug. I like that. All right, so here's one that I like this. I've been sitting on this for a little while here. Cyclist replaces tires with sawmill blades so he can ride on a frozen lake.
I like it.
Okay, so I like it too. But when you start to realize the guy's name is this is what he's known as, the Q, the letter Q.
I'm out.
Right. So
What
once
is he, he's James Bond
yeah,
guy?
so once I heard that, I thought, I hope the Q rides in enough circles that he cuts his way right through that ice and he ends up in that lake.
Here's the thing. One time we were going to play football at your mom's house.
Yeah.
And I was riding my bike over to your house, and I hit the curb wrong, and I flew over the front of my my bike and landed on the front tire.
Yeah.
Is the Q not worried about this?
Yeah.
Because when I did that, it hurt. I mean, I can't believe we continued to play football after I walked it off for a little bit. But I also didn't have a 26-inch
severed leg.
Yeah, 26-inch blade in the back of my spine.
It's a bone saw.
Yeah. Bone saw.
So he did this, and he wanted to basically drive on the lake. All right. So he calls it. Now this is where he really missed out. He calls it the icy cycle. He could have called it the ice cycle, and it would have been
Like icicle.
right.
Right.
Icicle and bicycle. It would have
Right.
been way more,
Right.
pun friendly.
Right.
Right. But it's the icy cycle. All right. So basically, he carefully.
This guy would make a balance, like a up and down balance beam out of saws and call it a teeter-totter and not a seesaw.
Yeah.
This is this kind of guy. This is this kind of guy.
made it out of sauce. It's teeter-totter. Yeah.
It's a teeter-totter.
It's a teeter-totter. It's called a DeWalt. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Seesaw was right there, buddy. Did you not? Did you not see that?
So he's got
I saw it.
the giant steel disc with sharp blades on the edges is what he uses for tires. All right. So they cut right through the ice, and it basically is what makes the bike be able to move on the lake.
Are they thicker? Like, how does it get going? Like, I would see that you'd push down and it would kind of it would kind of nick through and not catch. And you just kind of spin.
No, I don't know that they're thicker, but it's a I mean, as far as it's a bigger sawtooth blade. So yes,
Yeah.
it is that. But as far as the blade itself,
Super thin?
The blade's very thin, which to me would mean like when it bends, you're gonna get, like you said, you're gonna fly over, you're gonna get jacked up, man.
Or you're going to hear the wow, wow as it bends, like as you're riding,
So the first time he tried this, he actually replaced the wheels or the tires on his bike with a pair of spinners that featured Spinner. He was in here a while ago too.
You put two of those guys? I don't know if I can handle that.
A pair of spinners, throw a nasty curve and wiffle ball, featuring multiple running shoes affixed to the ends of the large spokes. So basically,
how is he getting running shoes through his forks?
I don't know that. But the fact of the matter is, just think about how that would, how that would feel. How could you even keep your balance?
Well, here's the thing that I think this guy's an idiot. They make winter bike tires. Canadians have them.
Well, yeah, but the Q, he's above that.
Canadians have them. They're metal. They're like metal spiked. They're like,
yeah,
they have metal
snow
treads.
tires.
Yeah, they're like snow tires. They make those
putting chains on tires, right?
They make those already, and you fall off. You're not going to like sever your throat.
Yeah, you're not dead.
Dave McCauley can confirm that. I mean, he's Canadian.
So essentially, and there's a YouTube video on this if you want to go to it. He's the Q, and he rides.
No, I don't want to give him any views.
Yeah, I don't either. but essentially, because it says he's the eccentric engineer. Yeah, he's eccentric when he calls himself the Q.
Yeah,
that's what he's known at. No,
some crazy teen, wild-eyed scientist will be here.
So
talking about time travel.
And again, that's really all there is to that story. I just thought it was weird that someone's going to take, first off, when you name yourself that, please fall through the ice.
Yeah.
Okay. But secondly, I almost think that's too quick. That'll end everything. I like yours. Go over the handlebars, face first.
Yeah.
Into that front tire.
Yeah. Oh, you'll learn pretty quick.
Yeah.
That was a dumb idea.
It's a mistake you don't make more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the Q. Yeah. I would like to be known as not the Q. Yeah. So, and again,
is it our first 2 initials BB?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I'm
that's Brian Bradley.
Brian Bradley Cubert.
Brian Bradley Quincy. That's his guy.
All right, so hey, this one's actually pretty good too. This is feral pigs.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Feral.
You didn't even warn Brian that was coming.
Feral pigs eat and destroy $22,000 worth of cocaine hidden in an Italian forest. Now, if we learned anything from the submarines that carry, like $500 million.
You have a sub, Pina. You said sub. I had to. It's required.
If we learned anything about that, I was not in the pool. But no, the submarines we learned about that were made of wood. We're carrying $500 million worth of. This is nothing. This would fit in the ashtray of the, which by the way,
your deuce and a quarter.
Yeah, they used to have ashtrays in cars. Remember that?
Yeah.
What they did.
However, I want to see video of these pigs just after they've done that.
Right.
Just going bananas through the forest.
One of them built a Coles.
Yeah.
That much energy. One of them built a Coles.
That's what I want to take with me.
But they hid it. So they hid it in the woods, right? And it was the dumbest idea ever because basically these pigs, they ate this and they spread the white powdery substance around the forest. So this forest had to be like the trippiest place to be like a squirrel or, it probably looked like the Daytona 500 of just animals chasing each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it would have been like, is there something the animals know that we don't? Because you see animals run from a forest fire.
Yeah.
But you see these animals just going back all over the place. Like, what is happening?
Or like, if it was an NASCAR, like, it's the oval of life. It's not the circle anymore,
Boom, 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 boom.
What was that? I couldn't tell. It went by so fast.
I don't know.
Yeah. We got to start putting numbers on these pigs.
I'll tell you what it was. It was not normal. It was concerning. Hey, Mac, does that mean you're hiding your cocaine in your chickens?
Comes out in eggs.
This is the best omelet I've ever had.
I'm going to have an egg ball of Coke. Have an egg ball.
Yeah, you said it twice, but it's not funny.
Sir, do not repeat your stupidity. It was only funny once.
It was a surprise factor that you made a joke. That was what got me.
Then you're going to get one of them coats with the old 8-ball on it. It's going to be an egg. That's what you're going to do.
His street name is Humpty Dumpty. You got to go talk to the Hump Dump.
Hey, his new drop is, I make the yolks. I make the yolks. Wow.
This went somewhere you didn't expect either.
First off,
nothing went the way you wanted.
First off, no. And when I don't have it, like I said, I'm reading through this, so I'm having fun with it. But I just love the fact I didn't realize it did say feral pigs, and he's talking about feral cats earlier. I'm like, hey, those cats might have gotten a stash. That might have been what happened.
Yeah, maybe they said the munchies.
Yeah,
just cocaine. Give you the munchies.
I turned my head for 3 minutes. They were on cocaine, Brian. That's why they did it so fast.
You had no time. Yeah. Oh my God! Could you imagine cats on cocaine?
Yeah. And I have half a Coles in my backyard. I don't even know what's happening.
I didn't know cats could walk on the ceiling. Oh, these cats can.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? How much catnip you give them? No, cocaine. Yeah. But at the same time, $22,000 doesn't sound like a lot.
Probably not. No.
You know, like I said, it's not enough to sink a submarine. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, you got me going there. That was. Is that where you hide your cocaine in your chickens? That's an honest question. You ask the guy that's mourning the loss of his fresh farm eggs.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm the guy.
Hey, you'll like this one.
Uh-oh.
How about Maine considers legalizing Viking?
No, we're gonna legaling. Put it
legaling. Maine
call Webster's. It's in the dictionary.
What we're gonna do? I'll read it in my voice. Maine considers legalizing. No, Maine considers legalizing Viking funerals.
Oh, yeah. Will you light people on fire and just push them out into the water?
Well, here's the deal. They don't want to do it in water. I don't know why, because Maine's right there. You could do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just push them up to Canada.
What they're saying is if you have 20 acres, if your company owns 20 acres of land, they'll do it on the land. So I don't know if this is like an old like Wagons West. You just roll the wagon and burn it.
Yeah. That seems dangerous.
I don't know what they're on.
We don't want to pollute the ocean. We want to cause forest fires. Hey, when's the funeral? I don't know. We got to wait for a wind advisory.
Yeah.
It's too windy this week. We're going to do it next week.
It's too windy.
You just got those airport flags.
Yeah, they got a goalpost.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man.
Oh, it's too much fluttering.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Why? Why are they doing this, though?
So they're doing this.
Was there a demand for this?
Well, people want, because it's basically, it's a visual cremation is what it is. But
that did not occur to me. You said that, and gross.
Yeah, but it's a visual cremation. Yeah. So people that want to be cremated, they want to do it in a very theatrical way. Cool. I want the Dukes of Hazzard, where you have to like a buddy of yours shoots a flaming arrow over to light
that's
you.
where we're going.
You know what I mean? Foom. I want that. Yeah. Foom. And it's like, is he? There it goes.
There.
You know. You know.
I'm surprised this is Maine and not Minnesota. You know, Minnesota gets wind of it. They're going to be like, wait a minute.
Well, if Chad has any say in it, yeah. That's definitely going to be their thing.
Oh, he'll sign up to do it.
So, but basically what they're saying is they're going to do this like Game of Thrones style. Okay. So this is the new kick now. People watch these shows and they go, oh man, that'd be a way to go out. Dude, it's really
You're not even there. You're not there.
Right. You're not there. And
you know what my family's going to like? They're going to like to see my face melt off. Like, I don't get this at all.
So, but basically it'll be affordable, which is kind of weird, but they have to have at least 20 acres, okay, that the corporation itself owns that's going to basically light you on fire. And it's called like an open air cremation. It's currently not legal. Okay. So which of course, it's like burning a witch at the stake. We
can't even burn leaves in this state.
Can't?
Well, it depends on like the city. I think you're probably out in unincorporated wherever.
So basically, they're asking if it would be like an environmental nightmare to have a fire. Because first off, there's people that tragically perish in house fires. It's not. There's remains. They're not a pile of ashes because the fire doesn't get that intense like it does in a crematory. You know what I mean? To make you dust. Okay. But says, so wouldn't that make an environmental nightmare? No, it wouldn't. Dr. Ivan Vince. He has two first names.
Dr. Vince. He's the one that makes you feel all burned up. I understand where you're going with that. I'm not giving you any credit for it. That was that sound I got from Brian.
Wow. That's where you went?
Dr. Vince, come on.
Well, he's got two V's too. How do you have two first names and a V in each one of them? Ivan Vince.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Ivan Vince.
But he's carried out a study. Okay. Because probably what somebody did is somebody gave him a bunch of money to prove that this would work. But here's the deal. The study was in the UK and we're trying to prove this in Maine. So,
I mean, it's New England.
But it says risks to the mourners themselves would be similar to those who encountered any persons tending to a bonfire of similar size. And therefore, I would expect them to be considered acceptable.
Oh, I already have a name for this company, by the way.
Where are we going?
Oh, it's Roast a Ghost.
Nice. So it says there will be negligible health risk to the public 1,500 feet away from the pyres.
But what about like our friends? Like I know our friend Tracy mentioned this that are out, no matter where they sit around a bonfire, they're always downwind of the smoke.
Yeah.
Like what about those friends? Oh God!
I got a face full of Uncle Tony. Yeah. Guy smoked his whole life. Tastes like menthol. Yeah.
Yeah, Newports, eh?
Yeah.
Gross.
So, but it says, and additionally, when it comes to pollutants such as mercury, they would actually be safer than normal crematory. So basically, they would have to remove, like in the crematory, I guess I didn't know this. They remove the fillings prior to the cremation, which I guess makes sense because those aren't going to,
Right.
And again, I've never asked like about jewelry or this or that, because if you're going to be cremated, I've seen like just with animals and pets and, other people, it's not like you get a bag of stuff that has metal in it and everything else. I mean, it's dust. It's dust. But I can't understand if I was to get that and then like there's like 5 fillings on top of the bag, I'd be like,
Well, that would have made it harder for Roy because he would have set up the metal detector off.
Right, going in.
Yeah.
That would have been rough trying to spread them ashes and there's fillings in there.
You didn't tell me there was shrapnel.
Yeah. I'm keeping this watch.
He had a hip replacement? We're screwed.
We take out his medical card. Hey, look, new hip. You're not him. He's with us.
Yeah. I didn't say this was me. But that new hip is in my pants.
So there's people now that are buying up property in Maine, like 60 acres at a time, because they think that it can be lucrative to own this. Like it would be good for nothing. It's not farmland. It's not buildable. But if you can clear a patch in the middle of it somewhere.
We better buy Roast a Ghost because someone's going to want that domain from us.
Brian, is that available? Roastaghost.com. Wow. But so in 2019, they did try it and the governor vetoed it. But they're thinking it's going to go through this time. So I don't know if they have a different governor or what it's going to be. But yeah, but that's really a true thing. And again, when I think Viking funeral, I think on water. I totally think on water. So, but yeah.
There actually is a podcast called The Roast Ghost where this one guy and his scumbag friends, quote unquote, roast a dead Hollywood celebrity.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got to be what
Brad's looking to be like, you read all that? Yeah, well, I read all of that.
It's got to be one of them dudes that goes, got him. That's all he does the whole time. Got him. Ghost him.
That'd be my job if I showed up on that podcast.
Yeah.
What do you do? I just say, got him at the end. That's all I do. That's all I do.
I randomly scream in the microphone.
I randomly blow Brian's ears off.
That was loud. Yeah. Brian, turn my cans down.
Oh, that's all it takes? Is that all it takes?
That never happens.
Right. That's weird. So I have a couple more headlines. This is just a headline, and I didn't want to go into the story because I don't know what condition the guy's in now. Okay. But man saved from pasta machine before hours of surgery. Saved from pasta machine. And I read the story. I don't normally read the whole stories, before.
Wait,
but
is this the Cake Boss?
my thought was, pasta's going to actually kill me someday. I just didn't think it'd be in a machine.
Yeah. The Cake Boss almost lost his hand bowling. He got his hand caught in
in what?
Like the ball ring or something. Like he literally almost like lost his hand.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Maybe it wasn't. It was something though. It was something like not work related that suddenly it was like, my whole career's over.
So I just took this title. I like I said, I read through the story. I don't remember the guy's name, nothing else. But basically, the guy worked an overnight shift somewhere where they make pasta. He was checking something on the machine, which I don't know how that requires your arm going into it. But they had a hard time freeing them up because it's the commercial grade, like stainless, you know what I mean? So you can't just, like, you're not sawing through that or using the jaws of life and snapping it in two. It's not happening.
Right.
So anyway, when they finally freed him, he had to have several surgeries, and they said he had his arm and like his shoulder, part of his chest, and his face. So he must have been real close, like being pulled into it. But they said he was conscious the whole time, talking to people, telling him, nope, you're not close, or no, and giving directions. But when I read the headline, I just thought, pasta's going to kill me. We know, look at my physique. I'm Italian. This is going to happen.
Yeah, but this is not the way you thought it was going to go.
Not in the machine. You know,
I don't know. I could see you looking down at the bottom of a deep machine and being like, that looks sharp. I'm going to test it.
Maybe a vending machine. That's how I die like this. It's like we tried removing him. You know, the coffin's just huge next to the.
Yeah, we could have saved his arm. He just would not let go. He wouldn't let go of that Snickers.
Let go of the Zagnut, man.
Oh, I was going to go Zagnut.
Were you going to go Zagnut?
I was.
Okay, yeah.
I'll tell you the story. Yeah, it was the same with my buddy. Would be like, we were at Menards and he was like, man, I can't find it. We couldn't find anyone to cut a board.
Yeah.
And he was like, all I want is, like, for them to come cut this board, maybe stop by the vending machine in the break room, grab me one of them Zag nuts. That was the whole story.
Well, because when you think vending machine, you usually got to think there's some kind of old candy in there.
Right.
You know, you're like, wow, I can't ever see. Oh, and it's $1.25 for me to get one.
Awesome. Oh, cool. There's nothing in here but 0 bars.
Yeah.
I don't think they made those
and everything made by Kind, because no one's eating it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, aside said the headline there. But I do have, I know I have one more story. Do we have time for one more? We went kind of long today. Maybe I'll just save it for next week.
This is That Checks Out.
Ma, there's no more deviled eggs on the roof.
We get told that people miss those, so I just threw those in there while you're looking. I think we'll call it. We want to call it?
I think we should call it. I'll save it. Hey, just spoiler alert. Next week, you're going to want to tune in when I tell you about a San Francisco poop testing company that was charged with fraud.
I will forget all about that by the time we get to next week.
This
has been That Checks Out. Oh, yeah. I've already forgotten. Something about poop, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about. It's been That Checks Out with Damon and Ted.
Great. Now I got to pay royalties to my favorite band ever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ted. Keep talking.
I don't think we could use this.
We absolutely can.
We're not being recorded.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we're not. Yeah, we're definitely using it. He's playing Motley Crue in the background.
This has been That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. They didn't want me to yell on the mic, but now they're blowing my ears out, so I have to. Check us out at thatchecksout.net. You can find us at all the socials at That Checks Out WDT. Coming to you right here from Audiohive Podcasting Studio in not quite downtown Joliet. For Brian, for the stars, Damon, I have been Sidekick Ted. That checks out.
Good night, Audio Cat!